All right, beautiful people, I'm gonna try to do this again. Unfortunately, the original got destroyed. I think I accidentally erased it, but that's okay. So we're gonna redo this. So we are on C of problem number 1 on our practice quiz module 5. So we left off here. We are going to graph the line. Once you have found your y-intercept and x-intercept, it becomes simpler to graph. So all you have to do is plot your y-intercept. So y-intercept is your vertical line. So we have 0, -3. Plot your x-intercept, which is 5 and 0. Now I've already connected those 2 points via a ruler. Make sure, this is super duper important that you do this. Make sure that you put arrows. If you don't put arrows, you're going to be missing silly points, okay? Don't miss silly points. This is a continuous function. The domain is not given to you. Continuous function, so a line goes to infinity and beyond in both directions. Okay, so make sure you indicate the infinity and beyond by putting arrows on both. Okay. Number 2. So for number 2, there are 2 formulas that you need to know. Now, do you really need to know both of them? No, they're the same thing, just slightly different. So in my class, this is the formula that we use. Your teacher maybe uses this one, but as long as your numbers on top and bottom match, it doesn't matter. So if you have a y2 first, then you must have an x2 first on the bottom. As long as your y1 is first, then your x1 has to be first on the bottom. Those have to, like, that truly matters, so be careful. Now, in my class, if I don't see parentheses, you will be losing points. Parentheses are super duper important, so make sure every single term that you are substituting has parentheses, and that is to help you not make mistakes when you have a negative and a negative. So sometimes we mess up thinking that this is your original negative when your number is negative, so be careful, okay? Be careful. This is the formula that I use in my class. Make sure you use parentheses. Okay, so slope for the following points. First thing you need to do is label these points. If you don't label these points, you will be making mistakes. Don't make silly mistakes. Label your points. Now, some of you will choose to skip this step, and then you will make a silly mistake, and I will not feel sorry. Okay, so make sure you are labeling your points. Once you have your point labeled, you use parentheses. Substitute in your points inside the parentheses. So we have 16 minus 5, which is 11. 2 take away 4 is -2. Now, if you choose to leave your -2 negative down here, that's okay. If you choose to bring out your negative out in front here, that's okay as well. Typically, when we write negative fractions, we just have one negative out in front if your fraction is negative. So I have one negative here, one negative here. So the answers are the same. Okay, for 2, same thing. Label your points. Don't make silly mistakes. Label your points. Write your formula using parentheses. So this is a really good example of why we use parentheses. We have 2 negatives. 2 negatives make a positive. Same thing here, 2 negatives make a positive. If you don't put parentheses, you're not going to see that. You're only going to end up with 1 negative, so be careful. 18 plus 5, if you don't know how to do this in your head, just use your fingers. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 plus 2 is just 8. Again, if we can simplify these fractions, you must simplify. If something goes into the top, that also goes into the bottom. Make sure you simplify that. In this case, 23 is a prime number, so we cannot simplify. So we get 23 over 8 as our slope. Don't change this. Don't make this into a decimal. Don't make this into a mixed number. Just leave it improper. Fractions want to be loved too. There's no reason for us to mess with this. That's fine. Alrighty, and number 3 will be in our next video.